feel the power of you controlling your breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You've got your legs crossed, your back straight, your eyes closed. You remember the truth. You know the truth that you were born to win, to take control of your life the way you take control of your breathing. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. So let's do that right now. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can as we begin our day today in the best way possible. Winning the morning, winning our mind, and growing our minds and our bodies. And whatever we do. So right now, let's see ourselves doing the best walk we've ever done when that music shuts off. Right here, right where we are, right where we sit. Because we know the truth. After all, we're made of truth. We're made of the same stuff the universe is made of. That's what makes you infinitely intelligent. See yourself right now doing the best walk you've ever done when that music shuts off. When that music goes off, you're going to win. You're going to make it real. You're going to make your dream, your vision real.
Party rock! Yeah. Woo! Let's go.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
Yeah.
And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
I can feel it.
And we gon' make you lose your mind.
Yeah.
We just wanna see you
Shake that.
In the club, party rock. Looking for your girl, she on my jock. Now stop when we in the spot. Booty moving weight like she on the block. With a drink, I got to know. Top jeans tattoo, cause I'm rock and roll. Half black, half white, diamond now. Gang of money, open up.
Yo, I'm running through these halls like Drano. I got that devilish flow, rock and roll, no halo. We party rock. Yeah, that's the crew that I'm repping on a rise to the top. No lead in our Zeppelin. Hey,
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
yeah.
And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you
Shake that.
Rodriguez. Sangare! Dat is wel een volwassen schot.
Good morning, guys. There is nothing more powerful than a made up mind. If you decide to make up your mind, make a decision, make a determination to go after your freedom, happiness, and success, you will get it. It will take time. It will be a lot of hard work. It'll be a difficult path, but you will get it. But you have to have that made up mind. If you decide to never give up on that, to work at it every day relentlessly over and over, you're going to activate that power of your mind, that full positive power. And so you have to believe it. You have to have that unwavering belief that you can do it. And you have to stick to it, and you have to have that no matter what spirit. But I can tell you, the process is going to make you happy in itself. And so I really hope you join and continue that path forever. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, Growth Day community, how are you? It is so great. Like every single time I come on for Growth Day coaching, it just lights my entire morning. So I hope you feel the same. I hope you're ready to dive deep. I hope you're ready to really get into, let me be honest with myself. Let me be honest with myself about how I'm feeling right now, because we're gonna get in there today. So if you're ready to get in there, go ahead and get your paper, get you a pen. You will be taking some notes, because we're really gonna deep dive and set you up for a great Q4, for a great rest of your year. And first, we're gonna start off. Those of you who know me know I like to start off with spirit. So we're gonna start off with the breath. So I want you to take a moment and just close your eyes, or gaze softly at the floor. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your right. Take a deep inhale into your heart space. And exhale, sigh it out. Deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. This time, inhale and hold the breath. And sigh it out as slowly as you can. So grateful for this opportunity to come together, to grow together, to thrive together. We ask that our thoughts be guided, our words be guided, and our actions be guided. May they be in alignment with love consciousness. And so it is. Ashe. All right. So that's how I like to start all my meetings. And actually with my Growth Day coaches, I never started it like that. I was like, but why not? And I think because it's a different community, but I feel like I always want to be consistent and acknowledging spirit and getting us all on this vibration of presence, right? So thank you all who joined me for that breath and just centering. I want you to write down right now how you feel. This question is in my phone every single day at noon. It's 2 questions. The first one is, how do you feel? How do you feel right now? Do you feel excited? Do you feel sad? Do you feel tired? Do you feel drained? Do you feel anxious? I want you to write down, if you had one word to describe how you feel, what would it be? And don't take too long. Don't overthink it. I see some proud. I see some sad. Go ahead and share. I see excited, ready, tired, excitement and joy. So you see already, one thing that was put on my heart to share this morning was the reality of duality. Duality, the light and darkness in life. The fact that we're going through so much chaos in the world, but also we have an opportunity to realize, like one of my mentors says, we are the solution. Sadhguru, I just went through his inner engineering program, and I loved his concept of, what if no matter what we're going through, we realize that I, you, every single person, we are the solution. And if you approach life, the pandemic, what's going on in your family, in your relationship, being the solution, you might approach it differently. Because a lot of times we feel like we're the problem. I do too much of this. I do too much of this. I'm not doing enough of this, right? So we are the solution. And so with that, the second question that I have in my phone every day at noon, first one is, how do you feel? And the second one is, what do you need? I'm telling you, I have so many people that do this practice now, because if you're ambitious, which I know most of you are, you're ambitious, you're excited, you're like, I want to live life to the fullest. We're all about Brendan's live, love, matter, right? So what do you need? Because we all need to be supported in a different way at a different time. I see guidance. I see closeness, friends. I want you to notice where you're at and what you need so that you can take these keys and apply them specifically and uniquely to your life and your lifestyle. Some people need energy. Some people need consistency. I love that. And so now that you're writing down, you're doing this self-reflection so you can take then the tips and say, okay, I'm going to use that in this way. Okay. So the number one thing, highly suggest, if you don't have a spiritual practice right now, highly suggest it. That can be meditation. It could be yoga. It could be reading a scripture or a book every morning for 10 minutes, whatever it is for you. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with calming down, going within, taking the breath like we did at the beginning of this session, and devoting some time for just silence, or maybe taking some time to consume something that you find inspirational. And the key part of inspirational is in spirit. It puts you in spirit, in alignment with something that's connecting us all, connecting nature, connecting us as humans, right? So if you don't have a practice right now, and it could just be 10 minutes a day, how many people can just commit 10 minutes a day to silence or your spiritual practice of choice? So it's not just on the weekends. It's not just on Sunday, because look, I'm a Southern Baptist girl. I grew up in the South. And on Sundays, we would get down, screaming and shouting and having fun. I'm feeling in the spirit. I'm motivated for the week. Let me tell you, by the time Friday get there, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait till Sunday, right? And so I've learned through my yoga practice is that I can align with spirit every single day.
Are you ready to bubble? Everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 bubbling, dance all night, we go dance all night. Yo, are you ready to bubble? Dance all night, we go dance all night. Ha ha, we want to see ya. Dance all night, we go dance all night. Dance all, dance all, dance all, dance. All right, y'all. Are you ready to bubble? Bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubbling, yo, bubbly, 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 bum bum bum, 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 bubbly, 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 bum bubble, bubble, bubble. All right, make way when you see me pass through, and they come with me too. You don't know what to do. Drinks up, hands up, everything in the air. Everybody done young, there's a party over here. That's right, we drink just bubbling. Watch how we wine while the DJ juggling. He got the whole dance floor just bubbling. Champagne bottle just popping. We going all night, just a night in a stopping. This party hot tonight, so going non-stop until the sunlight. We going non-stop until the sunlight. The club done full, only woman inside. It's a good night to get we head tight. It's a good night to get we head tight. Couple up this party going for a flight. Green drinks, we don't care, we go down.
Messi. Neymar. Messi! That's what they can do to you. In the blink of an eye, all of the front three involved. And Lionel Messi finished it off.
Hey guys, today Gary Vaynerchuk reminds us to care about our customers. And he gives an example in his business a long time ago where he had to trudge through the snow. It was a stormy, wintry day, and he made sure that he went and fulfilled the needs and satisfied this customer's request no matter what. Even though he didn't feel like doing it, even though it was dangerous, he did it. And that became the spirit of his company. He makes sure that he takes care of his customers no matter what. Well, the way I would think we should look at things is that your customers, even if you don't have a business, are the people around you. And so by you working on you, being the best you, providing the best you for people around you, you're helping every single customer. And the same goes with them, and that builds and spreads with each other. So let's remember from Gary Vaynerchuk, and let's remember that we are already like a business of being our true great self for ourselves and others around us. Have a great day, everyone.
Mr. Buffett, how can I make $30 billion?
Start young. The big thing about it is we started building this little snowball on top of a very long hill. So we started at a very early age in rolling the snowball down. And of course, the snowball, the nature of compound interest is it behaves like a snowball of sticky snow. And the trick is to have a very long hill, which means either starting very young or living to be very old. I would do it exactly the same way if I were doing it in the investment world. I mean, if I were getting out of school today and I had $10,000 to invest, I'd start with the A's. I would start going right through companies, and I probably would focus on smaller companies because I would be working with smaller sums and there's more chance that something is overlooked. But I mean, you have to buy businesses or little pieces of businesses called stocks, and you have to buy them at attractive prices, and you have to buy into good businesses. And that advice will be the same 100 years from now in terms of investing. That's what it's all about. And you can't expect anybody else to do it for you. You've got to learn what you know and what you don't know. And within the arena of what you know, you have to just pursue it very vigorously and act on it when you find it. And you can't look around for people to agree with you. You have to think for yourself.
Do something you're very passionate about, and don't try to chase what is kind of the hot passion of the day. I think we saw it in the internet world quite a bit where, at the sort of peak of the internet in, say, 1999, found people who were very passionate about something. They kind of left that job and decided, I'm going to, do something in the internet because it's, it was almost like the 1849 gold rush in a way. At that time, everybody who was within shouting distance of California was, they might have been a doctor, but they quit being a doctor and they started panning for gold. And that almost never works. And even if it does work, according to some metric, financial success or whatever it might be, I suspect it leaves you ultimately unsatisfied. So you really need to be very clear with yourself. And I think one of the best ways to do that is this notion of projecting yourself forward to age 80, looking back on your life and trying to make sure you've minimized the number of regrets you have. That works for career decisions, it works for family decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you can fake it till you make it in a lot of areas, particularly if you're working for somebody else. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be great at something, you've got to make the effort to be great at something. Whether it's sports, whether it's physics, math, science, business, whatever it may be, it's not just a natural skill. You've got to learn, and particularly if you're in the technology industry, because it changes every day. When I got started, I was a bartender when I first came to Dallas, got into the PC industry, got fired, started my own company. But I learned early on that there was always something new, and most people didn't put in the time to learn it. It's like now with artificial intelligence. Lots of people talk about artificial intelligence. Lots of people talk about machine learning and neural networks. Not a lot of people are putting in the time to take classes or do the tutorials or to learn how to apply it to business, and that's what it takes. And that's just something I've always enjoyed, so I've been fortunate with it.
For me, it's if you're spending money on marketing, are you constantly experimenting with new ideas? So I've always said to my companies, I want a third of marketing to be experimental every quarter. Because if you're just sitting on your laurels doing the same old crap, you're missing out and your competitors are going to do something else. So start experimenting, because the value of something that works, that you find through just creative chaos, is extremely higher than what you've already been doing, because you start losing yields right away. Whatever your strategy is, and let's say you're getting a 2% response on it, watch 6 months from now, it'll be 1.7 or 1.5. What's the next thing? What's the next idea? What's the next drop? What's new? Because it's so noisy out there, as you all know, you've got to keep creating, and everybody has the tools to do that.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Hard work will not make you rich. I get driven nuts by the amount of gurus and influencers and whatever who want to brag and say, no one can outwork me, I'm the best in the world. So many people outwork me. I still make more money than them. There has to be something else. One of the things that grinds my gears about a lot of the people that I see on Instagram, that you probably see too, is this whole like, no one can outwork me mantra. First off, it's objectively false because many people, A, outwork you today, B, outwork you in the past, C, you haven't met everyone, and D, it doesn't fucking matter anyways. It's the same thing when someone's like, I'm the best, and you have to say you're the best, because if you don't think you're the best, it shows that you're not confident. To me, I don't take that at all. If someone's like, I'm the best, then why aren't you on billboards? That's what the best would look like. Absolutely, you need to do the work. You need to put volume in. It's the only way you get better. But if you start claiming that you are the best, you cannot be outworked. You are making statements that you know are not true. Why are we bragging about work? Because work has very little to do with the highest levels of the game. Warren Buffett talks about if he makes 2 good decisions a year, he's had a good year. And so how is it that one of the best investors, one of the best business people in terms of measuring it by money, which is how you measure business, talks about how he does basically nothing, reads 5 or 6 hours a day, eats McDonald's, and makes a couple good decisions a year? How is it that that guy is making so much more money than the people who are bragging about the fact that they work so hard?
No money that you have is not the issue. It doesn't actually take money to make money. It takes courage to make money. It takes contacts to make money. Money is a contact sport. I need to make contact with people. Okay, it's not about skills, it's not about education, it's not about personality, it's about contacts. The more contacts I make, the more chances I have. Somebody asked me recently, said, hey, would you rather 1 billion friends or $1 billion? I said, dude, give me 1 billion friends. 1 billion friends is worth at least $5 or $10 billion. $1 billion is only $1 billion. And if I can actually go make contact with 1 billion people and get them to trade money with me, just 5% of those people, gave me $100 because I traded some service that was worth 1,000, I'd be worth $5 billion. So you see,
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
Chavez! Oh! Glorious! Beyond glorious! Mexico just like you know!
Morning, guys. I want to share a story with you from Eric Thomas, who gave an example one time of a gentleman who was trying to make changes, trying to, have the things that Eric Thomas had in his life, which were related to his relationship with his wife.
You know, he would say, he would tell Eric Thomas, how do you do it? How is it that you have such a happy, fulfilled, deep relationship with your wife? And Eric Thomas would tell him that, well, I'm willing to do the things that are going to help in that relationship. I'm willing to do what's required in a relationship, including perhaps helping around the house, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing. And this particular gentleman said that he didn't like doing that, or he said he really wanted to be successful in his relationship, but he didn't want to do those kinds of things. And he said to Eric Thomas, I feel like a punk when I do that. And then Eric Thomas' response is, make me a punk. I want to feel like a punk. If that's what it takes for me to have a great relationship, that's what I got to do. And that's the spirit we have to have. Have a great day, everyone.
If you want to become confident with money, you have to be competent. That's step one. You have to be able to speak the basic language of money. And it's actually not that complicated. It's fun. You start to realize, oh my gosh, compound interest works this way. So if I put $1 in today, it's worth way more later. Okay, we all kind of get that. But when I show people a calculator of you're 32 years old, if you put this much a month in, this is how much you'll have. If you put that much, you'll have that much more. It's super counterintuitive. If you pay a financial advisor 1%, doesn't sound like a lot. 1%, as long as I don't have to worry about my money. Over the course of your life, that will take 28% of your returns out of your pocket and into your financial life.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because I need them. Because I don't always wake up and feel motivated to go take on the day. And the thing that saves me, that helps me every day, is being around people who are thinking bigger, who are changing the world, and it gives me a little more inspiration to go after my mission. And so I hope this video helps you go after yours today too. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Ramit Sethi, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
In most parts of life, if you spend more time on it, you get better results. Cooking, to some extent fitness, certainly time with your partner or your children. In money, that is not true. When you see people tinkering around with their portfolio and trading, they actually tend to have way worse returns than somebody who puts it in a low-cost index fund and doesn't check into it for 10 years. There's a famous story, it's not clear if it's true or not, about Fidelity Investors. So Fidelity, it's a fine firm, whatever. There were people who had forgotten about their money and they had died. So the money was just sitting in an account, just compounding, growing. Of course, these people were gone. They were dead, so they didn't log into their account, and the money kept growing. And they compared the returns of those dead investors from the average investor. The average investor gets only a fraction of the returns that you and I can get in an index fund. And anybody watching can get in an index fund. Why? Because the average investor is undisciplined. They are emotional. They log in, they get scared, they see the news, they sell, they call their friend, they hear about some land deal, they do all this crazy stuff, and they lose their returns. So the counterintuitive thing with investing is the more time you spend, often you get worse results. So set it with the right plan, and then forget it.
Rule number 2 is focus on quality.
I think we all intuitively have this idea of quality over quantity, but if you look in somebody's closet or you look at the things in their house, there may be some incongruity. So, for example, my car is 17 years old. It's a good car. For me, it was a fine car. I don't care. It rides fine. It's a 4-door Honda Accord. I told you, very sensible, long-term, great. Buy the best, keep it for a long time. It's the same with clothes. Those things matter to me. I like that. And so I'll buy something that might seem very expensive, but I'll keep it for a long time.
Good for the environment as well.
Yeah.
Rule number 3 is manage your finances.
What are the tactical things that, when you're starting out, that you can do to start putting yourself in a better position to either earn more, save more, afford more?
So part of it is getting your financial infrastructure right. I'll name names because I found this useful. I used to watch Oprah, and Oprah would tell us, her favorite cars and this and that. And I just want to know what Oprah likes because I trust Oprah. So I'll just tell you the accounts that I use and the ones I like and the ones I don't. I'm not, by the way, partnered with any of these companies at all. So I think getting your financial infrastructure in place is the step one. So that is, your money should be flowing into your checking account, which is like your email inbox. And for that, I use a Schwab account, right? Again, I'm being very tactical so you know exactly what I use. From there, you set up automation so that part of it goes towards saving. And there are lots of great savings accounts. There's Ally, Marcus, there's a whole bunch. They're basically commodities at this point. Part of your money is drawn out automatically and it goes to an investing account. Lots of great investment accounts, like Vanguard is where I use.
We use Fidelity.
Yeah, they're great. There's lots of low cost ones. I don't like these day trading bullshit apps that are out.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay, all right. And by the way, the banks I hate, Bank of America, I hate you. Wells Fargo, I also hate you. They are predatory. Do not use these banks. I don't care if your mom and dad opened your account at 13. Get out. There's also sub-savings goals. So remember, a lot of, you always hear people, you got to save more. You got to save more. For what? Why am I saving? Nobody ever talks about that. Here's the answer. You're saving for your trip to Thailand. You're saving for perhaps a down payment on a house. You're saving for this great dinner, this huge dinner with your whole family. There are sub-savings accounts you can set up and it automatically flows. And then at the end pops out, your fixed expenses, your rent, mortgage, whatever, and also your guilt-free spending. So under my automation system, when you go out to a restaurant, you never have to feel guilty because you already know your savings are already taken care of. Your investments are already taken care of. And you know exactly how much you can afford to spend here guilt-free.
Rule number 4 is understand money.
What are some of the biggest lies that society and parents tell us that ends up keeping people broke and breaking up relationships?
We're told that investing has to be complicated, that you have to be some genius looking at a screen with these numbers like PE ratios running through it all day. That's not true. We are told that you have to buy a house because buying a house is always the best financial investment. That's not always true. And we're told that when it gets to a relationship, there's so many lies in a relationship. Some of them are, he's a spender, she's a saver. Or I'm not the money person, my partner takes care of that. And we accept that. And that leads to a lot of disasters in relationships. So the problem with money is that we're told all these things, and because we don't really understand how it works, we just accept it. It's like the way
And once again, legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, focused on our breathing, back to our breathing. That powerful force, keeping us alive, keeping our energy flowing. And we don't really think about it. We never really attempt to control our breathing, most of us anyway. But we were born to do that too. To remember that in any moment, we can take charge of it, the way we take charge of our breathing. Same way we take charge of our mind, our thoughts. So reflect back on today. How did you do? Are you satisfied with your work ethic? Are you satisfied with your determination? Did you use it in its fullness, its beauty?